Hiya too and welcome back. I hope you all really enjoyed writing your explanation texts yesterday, and the ones that were sent to me I have read through and I am really impressed with how well you tried with them. So well done to those of you that did send that work in to me. If you've completed it but you didn't send it in to me, send it in to me today. I'd love to see them. And if you didn't do it all yesterday, then have a go at doing it today and send them across to me. So in today's lesson, I think I touched on this at the end of yesterday's video, we are going to learn how to edit our writing to make it the best that it can be. So I've got my text over here, and if you continue watching, I'm going to show you how to edit your work without having to rewrite the whole thing. So continue watching and I will show you how to edit your work. Just like I showed you in the introduction of this lesson, I have my purple polishing pen ready so that I can make corrections to my writing. I'm only looking today for punctuation errors, and I'm going to go through the checklist and make sure I've included everything from the checklist. So first thing I'm going to look for is my punctuation errors. So those are my capital letters, my full stops, my commas in a list, and make sure they're all there and to make sure they've all been used correctly. So let's start. The water cycle, introduction. That's all got a capital letter, that's perfect. 3/4. I know at the beginning of all of my sentences I should have a capital letter. So with my purple polishing pen, I'm not going to cross anything out, just with my purple polishing pen, I'm going to go over my little T and I'm going to replace it with a capital letter. Remember I said if you haven't got a purple polishing pen, you can use a felt tip, any felt tip that you've got, any colour or any colouring pencil. It's just got to look a little bit different to what you've chosen to write in. Okay? So 3/4 of the planet's surface is made up of water. That was a new sentence there. So what needs to go up here? What needs to go at the end of my sentence? You're absolutely right. I needed to end with a full stop. That's 2 mistakes that I made in my first sentence. So I've already improved it, which is fantastic. It is really important to keep the oceans and rivers clean, because without clean, fresh and litter-free water, there would be no life. Full stop. Now obviously that was really quick for me because I've only written 1 paragraph, but you should have your 5 paragraphs that you need to read through to check for your punctuation errors. So I'm now going to look at my checklist. I'm going to see if I've included everything that I could in my first paragraph. So I know I should have included the capital letters and full stops, which I've just checked. I should have included conjunctions, questions, commas in a list. I should have used neat cursive writing, and I should have used lots of statements to say things that are true. So capital letters and full stops are done. Conjunctions, let me read through. I want 1 or 2 conjunctions in each paragraph. So if you haven't got 1 or 2 conjunctions in each paragraph, you need to see if you can add them in anywhere. So for example, if I hadn't have used the word because here, but I needed to add a little extra, you can just do, I'm going to do it down here to show you, next to the word where you want to add some extra information, you can just do a little upside down triangle, and then you just need to squeeze it in. So if I hadn't have wrote that sentence, I'm going to write it here to show you, because without clean, and I would carry on. As you can see, it doesn't matter that it's not on a line, because when we're editing, we just need to squeeze it in where we can. So use an upside down triangle to show me where it needed to go, and then add in your extra work. Now I've just done that there because I've already included my conjunction here, but that's what you would do if you had one missing. So I'm just going to put a little purple tick next to my conjunction to say, yep, I've used that. Questions. Can't see a question mark in there. Let me just double check that I didn't forget to put one in. 3/4 of the planet's surface is made up of water. It is really important to keep the oceans and rivers clean because without clean, fresh and litter-free water, there would be no life. No, I didn't include a question there. Maybe I could use one as my opening sentence to get people wanting to know more. So maybe I could say, have you ever wanted to know how much of the planet is covered in water? ? Because then I go on to answer that question. So I'm going to write that. So with my purple polishing pen, I'm just squeezing it in there. Doesn't matter you haven't left a line there because you're improving your writing. Have you ever wondered how much of our planet? Now I've run out of room there, so I'm just going to squeeze it in here. Have you ever wondered how much of our planet is covered in water? And I know from the lessons that I've taught you, I need to use a question mark. So as you can see if I can zoom in, it is squashed. I think you'll just be about to see it there. It is a little bit squashed, but it's better it's squashed in than to not have it there at all. Okay, so now capital letters, full stops, yes. Conjunctions, yes. Questions, yes. Commas in a list, yep, I added one here. I've got my comma and I've got my and, so I'm going to tick both of those things off because I've used that from my checklist. Statements, well, yeah, 3/4 of the planet's surface is made up of water. That's a statement. That's something that's true. Have I used neat cursive writing? I don't think I've used cursive writing for all of it. Sometimes I do get into bad habits, but you can see I have tried to use cursive writing for most of it. So hopefully you've done it for all of it. If not, as long as you've done it for most of it, just to get that practice in while we're not at school, that is brilliant. So I've just done the first paragraph of mine with you, but I would like you now to have a go at doing that for all of your paragraphs. You'll have to do this quite a lot in year 3, so it's really good to get the practice in now, so that by the time you go to year 3, which is not very long away now, you will be experts. So when you have finished that, don't forget to hand in your work on the Google Classroom, and I cannot wait to have a read of them and see how you've improved on them from yesterday. So enjoy and come back again tomorrow.